Are we here? Are we here? Are we here? All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I decided I needed a theme song here. 5 o'clock in the AM, 8 p.m. GMT +9. Well, welcome to microraver builds. It's things underway here. And if you're joining me now, I see we've got one guy. Who's that guy? That guy's me. Ha ha ha. Let's go check out my YouTube channel. And what do we have here? Let's see. Home, me, anything. It's kind of a funky feel, huh? There it is. It's kind of a funky feel, huh? There it is. Okay. All right. Here we are, people. Good people of YouTube. And welcome. And welcome. And welcome. You know, one day I'm going to get a really good microphone. You won't miss a word I'm saying. No more mumbling. Anyway, welcome. And if you're probably checking this out as you see this archive pop up on my channel, if you haven't already, please subscribe and please like or not after you've watched anything, and welcome. So number one, let's tell you what's going on here. We are with the Maschinen Krieger, the Ma.K, this Maschinen Krieger build of the Wintermute Kit Special Edition, which contains 3 elements. So if you haven't been up to speed and just popped in here because of maybe some unboxing of a tank, then skip to the middle of this video to get to the unboxing. Or if you're intrigued by this strange creature, watch my work in progress of this awesome Maschinen Krieger Wintermute Kit. And here we have, for those of you who have been following along, this might be, excuse me, of interest to you. Let's see, focus to my little buddy. I love the figures in Maschinen Krieger. These Ma.K figures are, what can I say? I'm a painter at heart. Builder, not so much, but when I get painting, I love it. I could paint these things forever. And where is he? There, you see that snowman back there? Yeah, I just started. I just started on that guy. And this guy, well, here we are. And you might have seen this. I put this aside before I'd gotten into the snowman, but I just gotten a lick of the oil wash on this, and it's looking spectacular. Oh, I just love it. I mean, oh, there's some... That red paint in there didn't really work out. It bled everywhere, but no. Happy mistake, happy mistake. We'll go figure that out and go play a little bit later inside the engine compartment. But for now, things that I have done in the last 24 hours. Yes, this is a daily live stream, so every 24 hours I am working on this because I'm insane. I said to myself, I must finish this because it doesn't deserve to sit on the shelf unbuilt. So I have to whip this. And here's the hatch for the engine compartment. Yes, brothers and sisters. I love this. It goes on there, you know. Oops, shouldn't be so rough. These things are tough. I think you watched me on the last video drop one. Everyone's horror? Oh, who cares? Anyway, those things last. Whitewashing, hairspray techniques, weathering, and a story, the ultimate story. thing about weathering for me, it's always about a story. And in this one, the story starts. I'm gonna actually, I've been thinking about using this in a diorama or maybe even something smaller like a vignette, but in stages. I don't know how to describe what's kind of percolating in my mind, but it's something about pictorial representation of the aging, but beyond just kind of here's a picture of it on my screen or something. I want to show it in situ, in an environment in which it makes sense that would have such aging. So, just some thoughts for this guy. Anyway, what it means is now it's going to just look kind of clean and straight out of the factory with its blue paint and decals. Oh, this is the other part that goes with this. Let's attach these. No, yeah, I think yes, like this. So these things attach simply, and they're made. I know they're made to come off and on easily, so you can take it apart to paint them, and it just pops there. Paint or set or do what you have to do. Put the hatch on, take the hatch off. If anybody knows the history of Maschinen Krieger, they originally showed up as a little add-on at the end of a modeling magazine in Japan in the 80s, in which these kit-bashed World War II tank kits were made to look like these. Maschinen Krieger, this whole world sprung up. And he would take photographs of this in situ, like what I'm talking about, in a location, like they build a little TV set, a little movie set, not necessarily to make a live action film, but to make stills. I mean, that's cool. So the stills themselves are very intriguing, done in such a low grade 80s, low effect. It's amazing. This is what they did. Remember in the 80s? The 70s, the 60s even, Stanley Kubrick, man, remember that guy? For all you old folks out there, back when visual effects were nothing more than a couple of lights in the background and a camera. Anyway, look at this beautiful thing. I love it, just straight up, no weathering. And where am I at on this now? I am through getting into the detail painting, which is getting to the fun, juicy parts of this kit build out, and I will spend a day on that, and I will spend another day on whatever slight weathering. Things to learn, or what I have learned the last 24 hours. Well, I did think, and I mentioned it before, that I believe that these don't match the cover. It's a question of when do you put on the decals? And the question is answered when you have answered the storyline. So when did they put these decals on? Which is, if you actually read them, there's some kind of warning about before working on it. So anyway, they are what they are. That's it. I don't want to talk about the decals too much because whatever. So that's what I did. And there's not too many of them on this kit. So at this point, decal sheet. Oops. The decal sheet here has got left. The markings have a blue stripe, and these reindeer antler. And I remember now where I saw that. It's on this this reference card down here. I'm going to think more on. I'm going to think a little bit more in regards to the decaling Q. There was a Q on it. But anyway, I think I have left to put a few more decals on. Think a little bit more about slight aging, maybe, or not. Just experiment with. And definitely, let's. I don't know if people are into the figure painting, but This is great. I have just started. This is basically my third head I've painted, and just learning and playing around and being happy with the results. The Santa was my first one, but what I've noticed is keep the paint. Don't let it go on too thick, and add a lot of thinner and work in layers. And I did the eyes, the whites of the eyes first. I tried to get, and then maybe I should do a thing. There's a great video out there of I think he's Korean. Doesn't matter. I should maybe throw a link up there and show his figure painting style. But Instagram. Anyway, look around. There's lots of people that get into the figure painting. So in this one, I need to finish the cockpit. This guy. I'm crashing his head. I'm crashing his head. Yeah. No, Mr. Pieces. Oh, shit, I think I'm stuck. Come on. Anyway. Head on a stick. Oh. Please forgive the mess. Oh my goodness. Well, that's what happens when you're making stuff. I don't know what more stuff I needed to talk about with the Gladiator build there. But anyway, it's so awesome to be able to move through these models on a daily basis, because if you stop working on them, you kind of, for me anyway, I lose interest. And having a daily focus, spend at least an hour or two working on these things. And if you don't, then they don't get done. Simple as that. It's a pretty easy formula. So anyway, completion to me is at least to get it built, painted, weathered. There's 3 steps. So kind of a future looking forward. We're coming up, it's almost quarter after. A few going here, let's go, while I'm blabbing here, let me go pull up the snowman here. Look at him because he's so awesome. I love the base. I gotta train myself from now on to only pick it up by the base, which is great, because don't touch the actual model, because I notice fingerprints and things break off. Can always do it. You see, that's the oil wash I was talking about at Thailand. Yeah, I can definitely see. It's still wet. Trust me, this stuff is an oil-based paint, and it takes a long time for that to harden up. But in the process, it ends up getting, I love that effect. I don't know, I should get a better camera. Anyway. But, yeah, no, to me, this is enough for now, enough to be, how do I say it, presentable. But, and as I go forward with the builds, I think I like this because I want to do one more. And it's kind of, I did buy it in my Maschinen Krieger frenzy. I saw this kit, and it's the camel. I already did an unboxing of that, so I think I might actually start to do the build out on that, just because it's something I want to get moving. I'm starting to think about the next build, because you make mistakes, I guess, on you know, on a build, and you want to, well, you can't necessarily go in and fix them, and it's not worth it, but you want to try again. And there's a lovely example of trying again, and it's going to be the Camel. And the Camel is a moon-based vehicle, and we'll be getting to that next week. Really, next week, yes. I will sink into it on the weekend, I'm sure. But there you go. I love that. The brain age, I think, is working out well. I see how that. I really dig that look. I don't know how to say it, but I am happy. That's how you say it. There's that red wire. Anyway, that red wire should be, I think, dark green with white flecks. But, you know, this is my world. This is my little world. Crazy microraver. Oh, snowman. He looks so sad. Anyway. So, ta-da. I could talk a little bit more about the future of my Gladiator build, I suppose. I could. What do we have happening out there in the world? Nothing, nobody, two people. Yeah, that, me and me. Oh, there's one thing that needs to be addressed. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. But these are the moon pad feet, and I didn't really see it until actually, you know, there are some pretty bad seam lines, and I don't know. You know, sometimes, you know, at the time I said, "Ah, oh, don't worry, it's going to have mud on it," but you know, the storyline kind of changed. These things rolled out of the factory, and you know, and it kind of stuck. Once you move along from into the painting of something, and you go through the layers, and that seam line is still there, and I guess you got to really consider. I might actually have to go in and fill that or do something, but I don't know. I just can't. It depreciates the value of the overall kit. You know, these little things, and in particular these in particular these pads have a well, that seam line isn't so bad there. It's this one in particular. But these have the potential of looking really cool. Look at that detail in there. Now that looks like I'm going to chrome out that little section, and I don't know. There's a lot to be done because it's a nice little piece. When you start looking at these kits, you can see how the detail. Oh, see? I know you may or may not see that seam line, but to me, So I might have to work on these just a tad. I might give it a little, like an hour of TLC, and yeah, and then more detail painting on these paths. So these might show up in my Instagram feed on for my WIP, and yeah, the little foot pads are. I think they're important for this kit because yeah, that's that makes it the special edition of the thing. It's able to walk in. It's the Snow Walker edition. Ooh. Okay, so where are we now? I'm going to take a 10-minute break and get ready for the unboxing, which is going to be coming up soon. So the Dragon. This don't go away now, but this tank has got an interesting story to it. Maybe not interesting, but it has a story and why I have it. Why this tank has come in, why this model kit has come into my possession. You'll find out. It's kind of boring actually, but nonetheless a story. A little different than the other stories. please. All right. That's crazy, man. Oh, yeah. Well, let's get into this unboxing. I have never built a Dragon kit before. And after coming into the possession of a Dragon kit, I still may never build one. Because this thing is daunting. Not unlike the Trumpeter's T90 SA, that tank. 1,000+ parts, yes. What is that magic number for tank builds? 1,000. When you hit 4 digits, buddy, you are in the big leagues. Yeah, whatever. If you're into building minutia, like a friend of mine had a great term for it, buttering the mouse turds. By all means, you get out those. How small is your brush? Oh, it's up to you. You want a small brush, you go right ahead. And that is great. There are definitely small builds and bits and pieces that can be done. Another modeler has said too that there could be considerable frustration. For example, if you spent time to actually model the interior of a tank and then close it up, like, why would you do such a thing? That's crazy, man. It's like you ask yourself, why would you do such a thing? Anyway, let's look at this box art. I'm not going to... How I came into this, I picked it up at a model show in a raffle. So I spent $10. I got 10 tickets for whatever, and one of them was drawn. It's like, hey, look, this looks like a cool kit. And this Dragon kit came out in 2005. Oops, sorry, rockets. 2005, 13 years old. And I'm sure this has been kicking around for a bit. It is actually, I know, because I've seen the builds out there, that I spend the time, you can make it look good. And the Maschinen Krieger is a testament to detail and paint and how those two things can come together. Again, this would be a beautiful canvas for a painter to go to town on. So to do it in two, the definite stages: build it, put it aside forever. No, not ever, but take a break and then go back and weather it, paint it, then weather it. That would be a week-long build, a week-long paint and weathering. Yeah, 2 week in the back burner type of smoldering project. If you really like tanks, but I have questioned whether or not I like tanks. Sorry for yet another horrible unboxing video. Okay, who cares about what you think about tanks? Beautiful box art, I guess. Jameson. What you get in the kit, very detailed hull interior. Another photo. 3-in-1. 3-in-1. And if you look at the instructions, well, there's 3 different versions you can build out of this kit. So I guess is that more detailing? Photo etch, of course, and usual run of hatches, open, closed options, right? So you all love the options, like buying a car. Oh, there's stuff on the back. Always good to see print material included on the back, and it will, for a lot of people who are interested in tanks, I mean, this is great. I think you will totally love this kit if you see it, pick it up somewhere. You will probably not be disappointed in this. Like I said, I picked this up for practically nothing. I won it for nothing. So yeah, sure, I'll put this up on the shelf for one day, Bill. I might kit bash it. Did I say that? Ooh, you bad boy. Kit bashing. Kit bashing. Oh, look, they have a... There's a... Oh! Oh! I did not know. I did not know. They have a cool figure in here. Look at that. General Guderian. Ooh. He's a new generation figure, realistic collar cuff. Whoa! And cactus. Whoa! Oh, I gotta look. That's in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, this tank is taking on some legs. No kidding. I did not know. There's a figure stuck in here somewhere. Where is he? Oh my goodness. I see his boots. Oh, shit. Shit, boss. I got his boots. This must be him. You know, honestly, folks, this is the first time I've really taken a close look. I won it, shelved it. This is the first time I've really looked. There's a dragon on the sprue. I never noticed that. Here's his arms. Where's his face? Is that this torque? I want to see his... Where's his hat? Head. Oh, it's... Oh my God. There it is. Do you see it? Do you see it? It's tiny. Oh yeah, right. This is 1/35th scale. 1/35th scale figures. Oh yeah, baby. What can I say? That Guderian's face is the size of a mouse turd. Okay. Albeit a real big mouse turd. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. No, do not. Okay. My goodness. Kind of looks like Liam Neeson, don't you think? Oh. Guderian. What is that? Oh, that's his ear. My goodness. A1, A2. Well. Oh, well, oh, well, oh, well. Okay. So that was something interesting about this kit to me. I mean, unboxings are just something that you should get into for your own reason. Why do anything if it doesn't interest you and you just do it for somebody else? That's kind of like, I hope you get paid for that, because if you don't get paid, then I don't know. That's cool. That is cool. And you know, if I only had one kit in the whole world and this was it, you know what? I was stuck on a desert island with everything I needed just to build this kit. No, I wouldn't be disappointed. And did you see the track on this? Speaking of part out here. There you go. This is a magic track. The Dragon magic track. Yeah. So at the time too, I think this was sitting on the table, and I think I was able to open up the box. I don't think it was taped up. It was already perused. And I saw this little package there. I thought, oh. I think I'll just pick this kit up and take it home for next to nothing, $10. Plus all the other stuff I got. There's a really cool. Anyway, that was a fun model show. So anyway, just to paint the figure, just for the heck of it, I might get into this kit. But in terms of building out this whole tank to paint it, no. Most likely, maybe next year. If I'm still doing this 365 videos later. When I do 30 videos, like a month of daily streams, I don't know. It'll be an interesting time. But moving through, well, that was what? That was 10 minutes of an unboxing. I mean, quite honestly, if there were people here actually asking questions, that would be neat. You could just say, hey, you know, what's the deal? What's going on here? Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it on the unboxing. I'm going to go clean up and put all this stuff away for now and start getting into some detail painting for the rest of the show, and you know, we'll go from there. Yeah, look at that. I think these are, they hold some road wheels. They're little road wheel carriers in photo etch metal, so cool. Here's a that's a funny thing. Just I'm gonna show you this. I think that tank you can pick up for about under $40 anyway. You know, funny how those things are so bloody cheap. But here it is again, and this is part of a. I cannot believe that. That's $70, folks, for this book. My opinion, I've seen better books. That Rinaldi, but I don't know if you guys know about that anyway. But this one is actually goes with or is associated or is how it's put out by the same company, and it's this guy, Joaquin Garcia Gasquez, whoever he is. Is he a contemporary of Miguel? Anyway, so I picked up the vehicle weathering set, which is basically oil paint, and it's an oil-based weathering look to it. So here, a lot of the ideas I get, come from actual reference for tanks. I mean, hey, come on, it's the truth. So, this, interestingly enough, is not the hairspray technique. This is a technique in which you have the thing whitewashed, but instead of a subtractive process, which I'll show you, that was an additive process in which you, hello, focus, an additive process in which you add color pigments to the subject to make it look weathered, as opposed to a realistic approach of weathering in which you remove, which is a subtractive process. Thus the hairspray. Anyway, those techniques are I don't know if people consider them advanced, but to me they are techniques that I use or will use or want to explore. So anyway, but before you get to exploring the weathering, you have to get to the painting. Let's paint. Let's paint. Let's paint this guy. Oh boy. Yes. I think we're going to be using this pressure flapper. Yeah. So with this, I'll just at this stage, what I'm doing is I do a lot of when I get into it, I do a lot of mixing of paint. I just but I choose a theme. So right now I'm about to work on the padding on the inside of the cockpit. So I want to paint that brown, and because this is maybe a little bit different than the snowman. I'm going to think of a different. Well, I'm going to start off with this brown, but I want to maybe make it a little bit redder, see what that looks like. So I love the idea that you can actually, play around and mix up the paint. So I'm going to add a bit of red to this and just see what the colors look like, and go ahead and start painting the interior cockpit. And maybe we'll zoom in and you can take a look at. I like to use these like a toothpick, and then just stir. I don't like shaking the bottle because all the paint just kind of gets everywhere. So we just mix it up inside here, and we will be. So if you're doing detail paint, this could last a long time. This bottle. Red. So choosing your brush is important as well. For me, I know a lot of people out there might be interested in what I use. I notice these are readily available at your local hobby store or however you get these things. But I'm using the right there. It's a flat. Still in pretty good shape. But yeah, it's my flat brush. I do a lot of the painting with. I know that well, for me anyway, I notice I end up getting a favorite brush, and the one I just use over and over. That's what I'm going to use. Mm-hmm. So there we go. Better vantage point of this cockpit extraordinaire. It doesn't matter of focusing on these things. Sure, everyone wants to see what I'm doing. I want to see what I'm doing. Do you? So no mixing cup. of a burgundy, I think. Yes, that's exactly. So, if you want to see what the thing is going to look like, you can start to play around with the look. I think it's a good start. What do you think, folks? A little too red? I want it to have a luxurious red feel of padded leather for the Gladiator. You know, it's an upgrade to the Snowman, to that regular thing. And that's my story. Are you liking that? So yeah, I'm just going in there with this, and you know, you work in layers. This is the first layer. If I don't like it, add another layer, and kind of bled off to the edges. And so you kind of work back and forth with different colors. Go back in, fix up the light gray. So I'll be playing with this. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I really love this part. That's the best part. The best part to me is always the oops, sorry, is the painting. The painting of such things. Yeah, I know. Anyway, we are rapidly rolling to the end of another show here. Thanks again for joining in. If you have not already, please do subscribe. It's just a click away, and you know, keep tabs on me. I want you to check out my build, my work in progress. It's a microraver. 24 hours from now, well, actually 23. Tomorrow's show, we're going to take a closer look at the finishing up of the detail on the Gladiator. Boom, 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 boom. And probably into the weathering already. I'm going to be showing you what I've done. I'm going to work on, oh, I see those things spinning in the back. Yes, those moon feet have to get worked on. Did I tell you about the base I'm thinking about working on for the snowman? More work on his little base. I thought that was cool. And I think I am going to go and start looking at the camel. The camel. Yes, another Maschinen Krieger. I bought it. I build it. You know, it's not something you buy it and leave it on the shelf in a box. No. I'm going straight to another. We have mosquitoes now. We're coming into summer. Where did that little skeeter come from? Uh-oh. Zika Zika. I just saw that little guy. You know, he's been kicking around this office. Sorry, my audience. I just killed him. You killed your audience. A mosquito. I played the flies. No, what more can I say? I'm very, very happy with where this is going. I can't speak more than enough for this thing. Cue the music. Oh, that took forever. We'll just look at this guy one more time. I don't know. I can't stop looking at him. You can't too either, eh? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty much drawing to an end this wonderful, wonderful podcast, Maschinen Krieger land here in the world. Say goodbye, hey? Say goodbye. We're gonna go and sign it out, huh? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Goodbye, folks, and take care.